She looks young and innocent, with a soft and gentle smile. But behind that smile, she hides a secret world. This hidden side of her is written in her private diary. What begins as a small crush on a boy slowly turns into a dangerous game. She starts testing how far she is willing to go. With each step, she loses more of her innocence and begins to want more and more. No one knows where this path will take her. At the beginning of the movie, we meet Melissa, a shy and quiet teenage girl. She lives with her mother, Daria, and her sick grandmother, Alvivra. Alvivra is a heavy smoker and has been sick for a long time. Melissa does not have a close relationship with her mother, but she is very close to her grandmother. Melissa is a quiet girl, but she feels very happy when she gets an unexpected invitation to a party hosted by Danielle, the richest and most popular boy in school. She has a secret crush on him, so she goes to the party with her friend Manuela. At the party, Melissa stays alone because she is too shy to talk to Danielle. Suddenly, another boy pushes her into the swimming pool, not knowing that she cannot swim. She begins to drown, but Della sees her and quickly jumps into the pool to save her. After saving her, Danielle asks Melissa to follow him to a quiet backyard area that overlooks the sea. They start talking there. Melissa tells him that her father is an engineer who works in another country. While they are talking, Danielle realizes that Melissa likes him, and he decides to take advantage of her feelings. He moves close to her and makes her please him, then coldly walks away, leaving Melissa heartbroken. Months later, Melissa still has feelings for him, even though Danielle never contacts her. Even though he does not care about her, she keeps falling deeper in love with him. At the start of the new session, she tries again to get his attention, but he keeps ignoring her. One evening, she goes to a bar with Manuela where Danielle usually spends time with his friends. This time, he finally notices her and even introduces her to his group. Melissa feels happy and excited. She follows him to his house, where he once again charms her, and they share another intimate moment. During this time, Melissa tells him that she loves him. But he laughs at her and cruelly rejects her feelings again before leaving. Deeply hurt and humiliated, Melissa goes through a big change. She decides to stop being innocent and instead follow Danielle's selfish way of thinking, to seek pleasure without emotional attachment and to hurt others before they can hurt her. Around this time, her family decides to move Alvera to a nursing home because her heart condition is getting worse. Melissa feels heartbroken because her grandmother was the only person she was truly close to. She and Daria take Alvera to the nursing home, but after that, the distance between Melissa and her mother becomes even bigger. When they return home, Daria tries to cheer her up, but Melissa ignores her and goes to her room. Slowly, Melissa begins to change. She feels betrayed and hurt, and it makes her stronger but colder. She decides to change herself completely, leaving behind the soft and caring girl she used to be, and becoming someone who can hurt others, just like Danielle. One day, she is at a cafe with her friend Manuela. She starts making flirty gestures toward a stranger sitting across the room. When the man finally comes over to talk to them, Melissa suddenly stands up and walks away. She does this to show Manuela how much she has changed. During Christmas that year, Alvivra comes to visit them. She quickly feels that something is wrong with Melissa, especially after noticing her strange and restless behavior. Alvivra quietly tells Daria that something is seriously wrong. But Daria ignores her warning, thinking it is just a normal teenage phase. A few days later, Melissa gets a call from Della. Even after everything that has happened, she feels excited and agrees to go to his house when he says he has a surprise for her. When she arrives, Della starts getting close to her and asks her to close her eyes. Then one of his friends comes into the room. It becomes clear that they planned this together and both want to be intimate with her. At first, Melissa is shocked and wants to leave. But then she decides to stay. She wants to prove to Dell that she is confident and that nothing can hurt her anymore. When she tells Manuela about what happened with Donella and his friend, Manuela warns her. She says this kind of behavior is dangerous and makes Melissa promise not to do such risky things again. But Melissa ignores her. The next day, Melissa goes to a museum with her classmates. There, she meets one of the guards. Once again, she pushes her limits. She goes to a quiet corner with him and becomes intimate, showing how far she is willing to go to protect her new image. Later, her secret life is exposed when a classmate finds her diary and reads it out loud in class. The diary talks about her private experiences and her deepest secret. Melissa feels very embarrassed. She grabs the diary back and, in anger, blames Manuela for betraying her. In truth, Melissa had written hurtful things about Manuela in the diary, which deeply hurts her only true friend. After that, their friendship falls apart. Now fully accepting her bold new personality, Melissa changes how she looks and acts. She starts wearing more revealing clothes and keeps her distance from Manuela. Even when her friend tries one last time to talk to her, Melissa refuses to speak. Meanwhile, a boy in her class named Marco, who has liked her for a long time, finally gets the courage to go up to her when he sees her dancing with her headphones on. Before he can say anything, Melissa gets another call from Del. When she goes to meet him, she is surprised to see his friend Arnaldo instead. Without explaining anything, he covers her eyes with a blindfold and takes her into a basement where 4 other boys are waiting. Through the blindfold, she can only see a little, but it is enough for her to understand what is about to happen. Even though the situation feels wrong and uncomfortable, Melissa does not stop them. The next day, rumors spread quickly around the school. People whisper about her everywhere she goes, and her reputation is completely ruined. Not caring anymore about what others think, Melissa creates a profile on a dating website. She starts chatting with different strangers and soon feels close to one of them. Later, when the man invites her to a hotel and promises to make her fantasy come true, Melissa agrees and gets ready to meet him. Meanwhile, when Daria returns home, she gets a call from the nursing home saying that Alvara's condition has become very serious. She goes to Melissa's room to tell her, but the room is empty. While looking around, she finds Melissa's diary on the bed and takes it with her to the nursing home. There, she reads the diary and discovers the dark secrets her daughter had been hiding. She is shocked and heartbroken to learn about Melissa's hidden life and emotional struggles. While she is still trying to understand everything, one of Alvara's old friends tells her that Alvara has just passed away. The news completely breaks Daria, and she collapses in grief. Around the same time, Melissa arrives at a hotel. Inside the room, she finds several boxes with outfits prepared for her. She picks out a dress and puts it on, but when the man arrives, he is unhappy with how she is wearing it. He then reveals his real intention. He had planned a violent fantasy involving a whip. At first, Melissa pretends to go along with it, but the situation quickly becomes dangerous when the man turns aggressive and starts hitting her harder. Terrified, Melissa manages to escape from the room. When she finally reaches home, she finds her mother waiting in her room. That is when she learns about her grandmother's death and breaks down in tears. Daria notices Melissa's clothes and begins to understand what may have happened. She shows Melissa the diary and gently asks if everything written in it is true. Melissa admits that it was true. Both of them start crying and hold each other for the first time in a long time. Daria says sorry because she realizes she did not understand how much her daughter was hurting. She promises to spend more time with her and tells Melissa that she can always talk to her from now on. Slowly, Melissa starts feeling like herself again. On the last day of school, she goes to Manuela's house and they become friends again. The 2 girls ride their bikes to school together, happily talking about their lives. When they reach school, they see Arnaldo arguing with Danielle after finding out that he was secretly involved with his girlfriend. In anger, Arnaldo slaps him. As this happens, Melissa and Manuela walk past them. Della tries to speak to Melissa, but this time she ignores him and walks away. Later, when she checks the final results, she finds out that Danielle, Arnaldo, and Marco have all failed. When Marco arrives, he tells her that he was never really interested in school. He says he is transferring to an art school to follow his true passion. Then he shows her his notebook full of drawings, and many of them are sketches of Melissa. Finally, he tells her that he has loved Melissa since the first day he saw her. Melissa feels touched by his words and his drawings, so she agrees to pose for one last sketch. After he finishes, she hugs him, and Marco quietly leaves. Later, Danielle invites Melissa to a party at his house again. At first, she says no, but later she decides to go and takes Manuela with her. At the party, Melissa sees that Danielle and his friends are drunk and behaving badly. She does not like their behavior, so she quietly walks away to the backyard. Suddenly, to everyone's surprise, Melissa jumps into the sea, even though others warn her not to. Showing her new confidence, she swims out bravely. For the first time in a long time, she looks truly happy with her life. At the end of the movie, we see that, several months later, Melissa and her mother visit Alvara's grave. They place flowers on the grave and hug each other tightly, showing that their relationship has healed. That's the recap of the movie. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.